I'm Chef Susan Odell. Welcome to the Foodell Kitchen. Citrus fruits, they add a nice tang to just about any dish, either sweet or savory. The common varieties include oranges, lemons, limes, tangerines. There's even something called the ugly fruit from Jamaica. They grow in temperate climates, but we can usually find them year-round, and a lot of recipes call for them. So I want to look at juicing the fruits, zesting the fruits, and segmenting them. So the zest on a citrus fruit is just the colorful part of the skin. There's a white part underneath that you call the pith that is very bitter, and you typically don't want that in your dish. So to get the zest off, we've got a couple of implements. This is a traditional zester. It's just a little tool that has a few little holes, and it's a little sharp on the inside. What you do is you just scrape it along your fruit, any citrus fruit, and you get this beautiful yellow zest, and see how long those strands are. This is great for a garnish. Another zesting tool is called the microplane, and this is a very sharp tool. It's great for hard cheeses and grating ginger, but for zesting it works really well also. You just scrape the fruit down the length of the microplane. It all gets stuck in there, and then you get a very, very fine zest. So you compare the difference between the traditional zester and the microplane. This is when you want a grated zest. If you have the old-fashioned variety, you can always just use a knife and chop the zest up if you need it to be a little more finely chopped. A lot of recipes call for both the zest and the juice of a fruit, so be sure you zest it first. Once you cut it, it's a little harder to get that zest off. Let's have a look at juicing. So start by cutting the fruit in half. If you just want to add juice directly to a saucepan, you can squeeze the lemon straight over your pot and squeeze it upside down so the seeds don't get in your dish. If you need a lot of juice, use a juicer. This is one of my favorite juicers because it has two sides, a smaller side for lemons and limes and a larger size for things like oranges. I'm going to put it on the smaller side. I squeeze it. All the seeds and any white part get stuck in the top sieve, and then the juice comes straight through and captures itself in the nice little bowl at the bottom. Just a quick word about key limes. If you like key lime pie, you know how small they are. Sometimes it's hard to get all the juice out. So here's a little trick that I like to use. So first, if the lime is really hard, give it a squeeze and a little run around rub on the counter. That'll kind of get it started and get the juices flowing, so to speak. Cut the limes in half, and then I use my melon baller, pretty common kitchen implement, to squeeze and get inside the lime, and I get all of those juices out. This is the tool that I've found to be most effective in getting all the juice out of every single lime. Before you use it in your dish, just strain it through a fine mesh sieve, and you've got key lime pie at its finest. Now let's look at oranges and getting the segments from the oranges so we can use that for salads and other garnishes. This orange has a belly button. That must mean it's a navel orange. The idea for segmenting an orange is that you get the beautiful orange segments without any of the white pith or the skin. So I'm going to cut off both ends of my orange, trying to reveal the beautiful juicy bits inside. Then I'm going to run down the outside of the orange, following the curvature of the fruit, taking off all of that orange skin and the white pith beneath it. Remember, if you need the zest of the orange, go ahead and get that first before you start to cut it apart. Once you have all of the skin off and all of the white part underneath, use a smaller knife, and you can see the veins that are running through my orange. They tell me where the segments are. I just make a small cut on either side of those white veins, and voila, you pull out your beautiful little orange segment. And we just go around the entire fruit doing that. Just be careful. If you're holding a fruit in your hand and a knife in the other hand, just be sure you don't go all the way through. You're going to use citrus fruits a lot when you cook. If you happen to have extra juice, pour it into an ice cube tray and freeze it. Once it's frozen, you can take the cubes out and put them in plastic bags and keep them so you'll always have them at the ready whenever you need them. Bon appetit!
How to juice a lemon, take one, and smiling, zesting action.
Juicing action.
Juicing action.